Hello, everybody. Magic Monday Live. I was nearly late there. Did you spot that? Anybody who tunes in live when the live's happening live might have noticed I nearly missed 12 o'clock. It's okay, though. Oh, I want to talk about people and how brilliant people are and how amazing people are. Oh, my goodness. Sure, right. I'm just writing notes as I go because this is important. Oh, hang on. Oh, there's loads of great stuff happening. Are we ready? Yes. It's a while since we've had one of these. You ready? Yes. Oh, I've got a new button. I'm going to show you in a moment what it does. Hopefully you'll find it as amusing as I do. You ready to start? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let me know where you're watching from, as always, by the way, which is great. Here we go. Let's click this button. Ah, yes, here we go. It is.
It's the start of the week. Grab your coffee cups. It's Magic Monday Live.
Magic Monday Live, and I've had the most amazing week. Exhausting, yes, but amazing, yes, because I have been watching people develop. There's one of the most exciting things about the work that I do is seeing people who started off with a little bit of doubt and a little bit of worry, and then you see them develop and they start to be other people, better people, people who are, so I'm just going to do that, people who are making a difference, people who are achieving fabulous stuff. And first of all, write that book. It's been happening this last week. It's my last one ever. Tonight we launched the masterclass. It's my last one ever. If you're interested in finding out more about the last one ever, people kind of go, "You're really going to be this the last one ever?" Yeah, it's the last one ever. Just go there. Just go to writethatbook.co.uk. Get all the details. Masterclass is open. It's going to be the last one. It's going to be brilliant. I'm not here to talk about Write That Book Masterclass. I'm here to talk about people and people development. That's the big thing. And what I've noticed is that when you do something, when you do it, that's what makes you better. So thinking about it is the start, but it's the doing. The secret isn't in the knowing, the secret's in the doing. And this week we've had 5 challenges that have happened each day within the Write That Book pop-up group. And every day what we've noticed is that people start off a bit like that, and then by the time they post something and then comment on other people's stuff, and then other people comment on their stuff, it's like, oh, this is good. I can do this. Then the next challenge comes along. And then we challenge people to do it, and then they go and they do the next level, the next level, and the next level. And I wonder when, without the push from somebody like me going, come on, you can do this, come on, you can do this, I wonder why we stopped doing it. So this last weekend in How to Be Brilliant, Steve Kelly did a thing about learning and about continuing to learn. And it was a brilliant session. It was really, really great. And thank you, Steve, for the sessions that you do. They are amazing. You and Dean Colson, the most consistent people every single week doing your lives. They're amazing. Absolutely brilliant. And I was thinking about my own development and what am I learning? What am I doing? And I always want to keep on being better. Of course I do. But what inspires me to be better? Watching other people being better. Some of you might know I've got a granddaughter. She's 2.5. And she's just at that age now where she is learning rapidly to do things. So we've got her spelling. So we made some cards. I didn't buy flashcards and things, but we made cards. And Christine was explaining about different letters and stuff like that. And then we gave her the cards and she spelt her name. She spelt her name. 2.5. I mean, that's amazing. Now, we've been doing the letter recognition stuff for a while, and mum and dad mainly, and us on one day a week. And she came into my office the other day and she looked at the keyboard here and she went, F for Ella. And she saw the letter E. And I said, oh, yeah, if you press that button, it does something. And I've got this linked up to, to kind of do this sort of daft stuff. And it was doing something a bit, I think it was a fanfare or something if you press the E. And she went, oh. I said, what is it? She goes, I would like Bambaleo. I said, sorry, sweetie? She goes, I'd like Bambaleo. I want E for B for Bambaleo. F for Bambaleo. That's okay, that's fine, yeah. So I downloaded Bambaleo. I did a quick edit. And now on my keyboard, if you press E, it does this. Isn't that great? Yeah. Not as you're just typing, only when it's on the soundboard. So you can imagine just typing up a newsletter and suddenly. That's her favorite song, by the way. She loves Bambaleo and she does a little dance with it, I have to be careful because Facebook will start blocking me with if I'm playing commercial stuff. So that's been brilliant to watch that. And then on Saturday afternoon, I went to the theatre to watch a play called One Off. Now, it's on at the Live Theatre in Newcastle. If you're near Newcastle, and buy a ticket and go and see this play. It was brilliant. And here's the brilliant thing about the brilliant play. The guy who wrote it and who stars in it is somebody called Rick Renton. Now, Rick came to me for a job years and years ago and sat down in this interview, and he was kind of a bit of a geezer. He was a bit like that, and he was like, "Okay, Mike, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something about me. I'm going to tell you. I'm just going to be straight. I'm going to tell you. I've been in prison." And I was like, "Right, okay, that's interesting. What for?" And he told me the story about why he went into prison, and he'd actually spent some time in Durham prison, which not the Franklin one, the one in the city centre. Awful prison, terrible. I've been in there a couple of times on visits and been shown around. Never been in there as a guest, and he was very honest. He was very straight about it. And you could almost feel that he wanted to get it out. He said, because I've had other jobs recently. And as soon as I find out I've been in prison, I'll get sacked. I said, well, I'm not going to sack you. But I am going to give you the job. And I'm really pleased that you've told me. And Rick and I, he was a really, really challenging person to have working for me. I'll be honest. He was a little bit unusual. He did some brilliant things. One day I'll tell you about the fake testicle in a jar. That was something else. That was Rick. But he moved. He moved to Dubai, and he went and did some work out there and did some other stuff. And he came back to the UK, and he started to discover what was really important for him, and it was acting. And it was funny because people say, "Oh, Rick, he discovered acting." We think he always was a bit of an actor, but he just started to learn how to act properly, and then started to write pieces and perform them. And then he's written this piece called One Off, and it's set in Durham prison. And the way that they've done the staging is incredible. It's just these 3 big blocks, and the lighting's really fantastic. It's you feel the brightness of those lights of the in the cells, and then dung when they go and get switched on, and the shock that the inmates get. The language's choice, I have to say, that was a little bit difficult because Christine in particular does not like certain words, and the one particular word that she hates, and I think most people do, is the C word, and it is in there like punctuation. But it's prison. It's dialogue in prison, and that's what they come out with. It's almost like a term of affection for the person in the next cell. So anyway, we watched this, and I knew it was going to be good. I just didn't realize how good it was going to be. It was brilliant. It was kind of breathtaking. So if you get a chance to go and see that. And then I sent a message to Rick and just said I was so pleased to see how well you're doing. He sent a message back and said that he loved me and thanked me for giving him that chance ages ago. Honestly, if he didn't do it with me, he would have done it with somebody else. He was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant. So what else have I got? Yeah, so we've got the Write That Book people, Rick Renton, granddaughter, Steve, Dean, and then also within this Write That Book group, we've got some incredible admin people who help out. They do it for the love of it. They don't get paid anything. They just help out. And they've done it now about 4 times. I think they've worked as admins, helping out for free, just diving in and doing the stuff. And we communicate. And I've seen these people just give such fantastic advice to the individuals who are doing Write That Book. And to be there for them and to say, look, here's an idea. Have you thought about this? Or if you did this, then that might happen. And just great stuff. And I think that that's a thing that you learn to be better for yourself by helping other people. Does that make sense? Yeah. One of the best ways to be better for yourself is to help other people to be better. And that way you become better. That's what I believe anyway. Look, shall we see who's here? If you are here, just come on. Let's just dive in. Say hello. Oh, howdy from Hope. Sarah McGough, first in. Hello. Steve Kelly's here. Happy Monday, everyone. I've just been talking about you, Steve. Hope you were on when I did talk about you, because that was great. Ian Pilbeam. How can it be Monday already? Hello from Edinburgh. Matthew Bird. Jackfruit Matt is here from the Land of Smiles. It's hot. Good afternoon from Taunton. Hello from Kent. Hello, Suzanne. How nice to see you. David Humphreys is here. Hello from a beautifully sunny Saltburn. That's nice, isn't it? Great. Donald McCorkindale's here. Greetings from Struntine. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't. How long will we have to wait for the jar story? Well, I will tell you that, definitely. The Write That Book admin team have been amazing. Hello from Enfield. And there's Justin Turner, who rang me a few seconds before we're about to start this session. So I'm about to do a live. Make sure you tune in. And he has. Now, Ian Pilbeam, I'm not going to post what he's done because you might have just seen it anyway. But he's asked me about what he's done is he's brilliantly done the punchline of a story. But I'm going to tell you anyway. So I'm watching I'm a Celebrity when I get a chance. I haven't seen it all. But I really like Boy George. And I've met George a few times. But the first time I met Boy George was quite an interesting experience. So I was coaching his best friend, a guy called Fat Tony, who was a DJ. And Tony was doing a coaching session. And he had moved out of his place where he was living, and he was living with George for a couple of months until he found somewhere else. So he said to me, do you want to do the coaching session in a hotel, or do you want to come round to George's house? Oh, I'll go out to Boy George's house. Yeah, of course I will. So we went to this incredible house in Hampstead. It's like an old Gothic mansion in Hampstead. Went round, literally knocked on the door, buzzed in. Hi, how are you doing? Great to see you. Come on, come through. We're going through the kitchen. And as we're walking through, this is George, by the way. I was like, oh, hi. Amazing. Great to meet you. Oh, hi, yeah. Very quiet. Really, quite subdued. Not that person that you see doing all this. He was really, really quiet. So he's really love to meet you. I'll just stay out the way. And Tony talks very highly of you and, say goodbye before you go. So I was like, yeah, okay. And he went into his lounge and started to make T-shirts, hand-making T-shirts. Brilliant. Anyway, Christy and I, we went into Boy George's kitchen, and you sat on these chairs, and you sit down on these chairs, and you put your hands like that, and then you suddenly go, oh, and you suddenly realize that the arms are giant penises, which is quite something. Giant penises. You put your hands in, and you do that a little bit. And we have a couple of minutes chat with Tony, and then he went, do you want a cup of tea? So I'm going to have to turn these off. My apologies for not turning off my notifications. Do you want a cup of tea? And I was like, oh, yeah, that'd be lovely. That'd be fantastic. And Christine goes, oh, yeah, I'll have a tea as well. He goes, right, now where is everything? And he starts moving over towards the counter, and suddenly Boy George walks in and goes, he makes shit tea. Let me make your tea. So it's like, all right, okay. So he goes, yeah, I do. I make terrible tea. So Tony sits down. George is busying around in his kitchen. Then he comes walking over, and he put me down a cup of tea in a Queen's Silver Jubilee mug. How brilliant is that? The Queen Silver Jubilee mug, and I get a cup of tea served by Boy George. It's brilliant, isn't it? You could not make it up. You could not have dreamt that or imagined that. It was one of the most surreal, extraordinary moments. So there you go. Can we have Boy George and the Teacup next week, please? It's a brilliant story. You've got it this week. There we go. Like that book, admin team have been amazing. Justin here. Jill's here. Good morning from Derby. Horrid weather. Would prefer sunshine. Can you arrange? I'll send some down. Steve Scarlett is here. Hello from Hailsham, Steve. How lovely to see you. Here's somebody on LinkedIn saying hello from Yorkshire. And Steve Kelly. I was on. You are very kind. Yeah, I learned loads preparing for them, doing them, and the wonderful comments that people leave. You know what? That's true. That's how you get better. I love the fact that I tell people I'm doing a live every Monday. It makes me better. Definitely. I should be doing the cover for my book, but I'm listening to you instead. You should be doing your cover for your book because I need it for tonight. Quick stick. I know Borges Hampstead House very well. Used to see the hordes of people outside it, though most thought it was George Michael who lived there. Do you know George and George are good friends? A lot of people don't know that. Oops, being an admin is truly an inspirational experience. Wouldn't have missed it for the world. Yay, thank you. All right, folks, that's it. One more time before we go. You ready? Yeah! We'll just go out to that, and then if I get switched off, it won't matter. Yeah! See you next week. And by the way, write that book. Live now. It's all happening. See you soon. Bye.